What's up, guys? I'm joined by Dex Hopkins and Joey Totora. We're talking all things controversy today. So if you like controversy, you probably want to tune in. If you like, straight and narrows, we're not the podcast for you. But let me tell you, if you like a little juicy something, I think we can deliver today. Gentlemen, it's good to see you.
What's up? What's up?
Hello, gents.
Hello. Every time I have this mic, I feel like I have to start rapping or I have to be really close and like talk in the ladies' man voice. Yes.
That's that's the ladies' man's voice. I don't
It's as close as I can get. You know my accent. As close as I can get.
Yeah. All right, so just high level overview. Last Chance Qualifier, LCQ. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought I am wrong a lot of stuff. So I thought it was great. I really like the programming. I'll say that first because I've been kind of just taking a big like newborn dump on some of the programming stuff that's come out. I dug the programming. I thought it was a very well-rounded test. I would have been most excited if Dallin would have pulled it out. But still had strong showing. Looked like he executed very well. 508 deadlift for a cat that does not have a massive training age for power stuff is insane. And I had said previously, thought that around 5 bills, maybe a little more, would be really good. And that is wrong again. But yeah, I was excited to see Christy Armo pull it out. I feel like she got kind of a rough draw event-wise. Yeah. Going to Granite Games, it was just pure power output stuff. And traditionally, she is a planner, kind of a long game specialist coming out of triathletes or triathlons and stuff like that. So I was excited to see her pull it out and get into the show. Roman Kurnikov is a predator. Watching him start that last workout, I was like, all right, he knows something we don't. And he started on touch and go. I was like, all right, 135, cool. I mean, he gassed it the whole time. And then, like we were talking about before we started recording, Con Porter has like punched his ticket with a leg shrub climb workout. Yeah. And did not. It was the opposite. He gave the golden ticket. He didn't give it away. I mean, he was out there. And, I'm sure there'll be some talk of because it was online, yada, yada, yada. I said beginning of the season this would be the most exciting competition. I thought the coverage was good. And, I understand dealing with the home stuff is weird if you're a social butterfly like my man is. But, they said in the broadcast you've had a year to adjust and kind of plan and learn how to ride this horse a little better. And so,
that's
everybody.
Fair.
Yeah. But I love the system. I thought the season unfolded really well going into the games. I think, the right people are there. I think if never has there been a reprieve before, right? Like if regionals workouts came out and you knew pretty much immediately if it was going to be your bag or not, traditionally. Mm-hmm. So if you got a rough draw, like the Christy Aramos, hey, went to Granite Games, got crushed by all these high power output sprinters, got a reprieve, made it happen. And I would like to say she is a gamer. She does well in the open, but traditionally, these are different, right? They've done it. And if you have these experiences to pull from, I feel like you could have benefited, and all of these people did. I hope Roman gets to come.
Amen to that.
Yeah. Will it be the year the Russian Bear gets to come to town? But
I doubt it.
Yeah, Nick will tell you 100% no. And there's no discussion.
To your face, yeah.
Yeah, he knows.
He will not be
Absolutely not. He will win a lot of stuff, and then he will give you the old tip and ride off.
The best that never was.
Yeah, the best. And that last one was, I just rewatched it, and it was disrespect in the just purest form. He's the only, I think he did a single on the 135 cleans, which, you see a cat come out on that workout, and if you line it up, it's a lot of riding. And I was like, all right, cool, touch and go 135, got it. Maybe he'll do 185. He didn't, settled in. But, his transitions were silly. And honestly, does not, his descent, I thought there would be more nuance, right? Okay, most people are level fitness-wise on this one. Bars, not that heavy versus what you have to do with it. It was pull heavy, but if my legs feel good, I can jump 275 to my shoulders, right?
Oh, absolutely.
No big deal.
This was
so it was, yeah.
Grip it and rip
how
it.
fast your double unders. I thought it would be like, do you do the big kip? Do you have a fire, like the Dick Slide fire pole descent?
My fave.
Yeah, got to be good at it. It's a real
Until it
nuance.
rubs you too close.
No, dog, you got to get the right tights. You got to see your rookie in the
Amen.
game. You got to have the
Sometimes
right
I've
tights.
got 2 on.
Yeah, you got to double down. That's
You know how many pairs of shorts I've ruined doing that?
Yep.
All of them.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, you can tell at what point of the season and what your favorite ones are. Is which ones have the biggest rub burn holes. That's facts. But yeah, I was impressed with LCQ. I thought it was great across the board, athlete wise. Would have loved for Dallin to punch the ticket. Kid looked great, and there is a lot of promise there. And I don't think he is one to internalize all those things in a negative way. I'm sure he'll take a few days. I hope he does, and eat some pizza and play some golf, whatever it is that he likes to do for fun. But getting to spend time with those cats, had a good support system. Hats off to Matt Torres again. I mean, all the uncontrollables are things that keep the kid out. He has executed, and proof is in the pudding, and that pudding's going to be good for a while. So I'm excited for him going forward.
Yeah, shout out to Matt. I would love watching him just be Dallin's biggest cheerleader there. I was like,
Yeah,
that's
cool.
cool to watch. He was so gassed up that entire time. And I agree, Dex. I think Dallin's only going to use this as fuel. He is just going to be like, all right, back to the drawing board. All right, I'm going to take my week, 2 weeks, whatever. And then I hope it's one of those things where he just puts the scoreboard on the wall from the competition and just
that'd be
is
awesome.
every day he looks at it and he's like, never again. But I pray to God that this format doesn't go anywhere. In the past, 4 years, we've seen 4 different formats. Obviously, COVID had something to do with that, but I think they really nailed it with this one. I liked it.
Yeah.
Some people were knocking the Last Chance Qualifier. They're like, why is it there? Whatever. But I like it. I like that there's another Hail Mary attempt for you guys because sometimes there's one misstep, and I get that's the game we play. But now you have an opportunity to come back and give it everything you got. Would it be cool if this was in person? A little, but I don't think I think having it online is the best option for the athletes. It'd be tough to because these competitions are so close to not just one another, but the games as well, to just turn around, get on another flight somewhere, and especially if you're in another time zone, there's no way you can make that work. But I like the way everything was laid out this year. It felt really concise. It felt like I could wrap my head around it, and as an athlete, you know what to expect and when to expect it. So again, I hope next year they don't try and do anything. I think they really nailed it this year with the competition stuff. Programming wise, I loved it. I want to do them.
I don't want to do that.
You versus me, Dex. Let's do it. Next time
And
we
which
talk,
one?
all of them.
No,
Jesus Christ.
no, I'm not doing that.
You don't want to do 100 burpees?
Well, that's the one I was gonna say I would definitely skip. But man, it's so weird to see what is gears are different, right? I mean, I know there's progression in the game and all those things. But the leaps and bounds this year are crazy to me. Strength stuff's always sexy. I'm a big guy, so it'll always be near and dear to my heart. But 100 burpees would not be something they were like, all right, cool, gas pedal, traditionally. And you can hear, I heard a lot of coaches, hey, sustainable pace. And that was not the horse
Nope.
at the front. It
Shotgun
was-
blast right out of the gate. Go.
Yeah.
And they held it.
Yeah. The turnaround face face away from the camera for the first 50 when you feel good. When you start to make doo-doo face, please turn around halfway and look at us. I love that. That was whoever came up with that little nuance to that workout. Hats off to you because there was no purpose of
I
that except
agree.
for us to get to
That
look
was-
at you. Yeah,
That
was it.
I love how they did that. I think they're using these things as a little bit of what can we do in the open? You know what I mean?
Oh,
what-
I love that. It's
I think it's
allowed.
a little bit of a test, but you're gonna see a lot of weird stuff in these upcoming opens. I think.
I hope.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
whoever's
how
behind
long-
the scenes doing this.
I wonder if it's more people though, right? Because you traditionally think, and the thing I do like about the flow of the season now, besides it being very now it's a chronological thing again, and not just a shotgun spray of what's going on, because that was confusing to me. Let alone having a program for people, which we're rolling on the one-on-one coach thing. Let's go. But the the linear thing of it and it being this is the season is awesome to me. But I wonder, taking Dave out of being the villain traditionally of like, hey, this guy's shitting on everybody with the program and blah blah blah. I wonder if they've done that, and because seeing him kind of mosey around some of the events and be like, not have to be the villain is cool. Not that I know the guy personally, but just outwardly and being a part of the community as coach athlete, I think that's good. And if they have more people involved in that, I think the better. And I said that in the quarterfinals, man, the lid's blown off, right? Ropes in play, GHD. I think it's just like when, dumbbells came in, everybody's freaking out. And so I think this was a really good, and like you said, there's way more opportunity to lab those things and see what it looks like and what can you and can't you do, which is terrifying. I don't want legless rope climbs in the open.
I'd love that. Eat them up.
I know you would. That's why I'm not doing these workouts with you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see that happening. Not in the open, at least, because I think because Dex. I mean, you said it last time. It's like, hey, these CrossFit gyms are built on the back of the open, and it's like, okay, hey, you're going to tell Susie Q that she's got to do legless rope climbs. Hell no. No, it's going to continue to be burpees, wall balls, and rowing and light power snatches. Maybe, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe the sport does progress past that, but I still think there's that one, we'll call it feel good per year, and I think that's the open for people. I do.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and maybe not the open, but like, I think the 3-week thing they said is definitely here to stay. Love that.
It is, yeah.
Love that. Excuse me. Quarters and semis. I think semis seems very private industry now.
It does.
With Loud and Light, I assume the guy, whoever owns Mac, sir, I know how much these are going for. If you don't take that retirement money, you're crazy. Sirs, ma'ams, whoever you are. But they did a good job. I mean, it was definitely a crapshoot for the programming you got, but I thought it was all good programming. And so I'll be interested to see how much more of a hand they take in that. But I love the system. I think 3-week open is perfect for all involved parties. There's no burnout. There's no you're peaking the I want to do this with removing all of the man. We got 2 more weeks, or it's the last week, right? And then so you can reset it. We're going to quarters. Awesome. I would like to see the schedule of like when they're due. I'd like to see a better system for that. Because like we talked about, hey, this is super accessible. Jimmy, who's an attorney, and you got 4 kids, but maybe you don't have
5 workouts in 2 days.
Yeah, maybe you don't have PTO for that Friday, brother. You're out. Have them done at noon, or you're done. What? Yeah. So that, and I'm sure, I think everything's a learning process, and they've, seeing how they have pivoted with things, just having a guy at the helm that is a businessman, like the lobbying for special visas for people to get out of the country. That's a huge deal. I mean, it's very cool that they get to come, but to that extent, because what is it traditionally? Greg talks a little shit, puts out a tweet or an Instagram post, and that's that.
Yeah, how official does that make our sport that we're trying to use social media to try and do stuff? I love that it's been legitimized a little bit more. I think it's really good for us all around.
Yeah. Yeah, so it'll be good moving forward, man. I'm excited for our guys going forward, like the tribe of people we have marching through, time and coming out of being a youngster, growing into the adult side. I think they're, way ahead of where they should be. The adults, because who do we have? Cara, Roman, fingers crossed. Ohio Brutes. I mean, we're gonna have a showing.
Emma
There'll be Emma Carey. Yeah, scary, man. It's gonna be a scary time. This year it's gonna be a great.
Teams there too.
Yeah, and moving forward, man, it's gonna be.
I think.
Yeah, L has everybody.
He knows what he's doing.
Guy. No, dude. Me and Ryan talked about. I called Ryan Souter, and that was
Games
like
athlete.
Should have been current. He is the alternate on the Invictus team actually, and one guy might not get to go.
That's what I heard.
Kidding.
So
I didn't know that.
He texted out and he was like, I might be competing at the games.
Yeah, and I hope he does. I love that cat. Yeah, love that guy. But yeah, man, I told you guys, like when Elle came into the picture with them, because we were all doing other programming that year, they had stepped away and just kind of collectively were doing something else, which was awesome. We all still trained in the same room and partied, but it was the professionalism and then the communication and the just kind of the depth of it with Elle made a huge difference for those guys. And so it's no surprise to me that his guys are running full speed as long as they can through the season. So same thing with Matt. I mean, I feel like we have some people that everything they touch is, it's a cheetah. And if it's not, it turns into a cheetah. But, yeah, it's exciting. It's going to be good. Games will be good. I love the flow of the things this year. And then now you can actually take that month off, so we'll see less people getting weird injuries. We'll see all the good stuff of it kind of come through. So that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah. I love the season. I love the structure of the season. And as Joey put it, he said, I think it's a great point, man. It's like, hey, we've got a businessman running this stuff, and it just works better than an overly opinionated advocate, like just someone that's just excited, like,
It's better than an old fat dude.
Yeah, right. So,
which hats off to him, a pioneer, whatever, cool. But
well,
when you ride the crazy train for a long time, eventually
Look,
being
man.
the conductor makes you crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Real quick, I want to touch on two things. One, I want to touch on the fact that this past weekend there was someone that hit 595 for a 3-rep deadlift. And might I add, that's not touch and go. That's releasing your hands at the bottom. So he basically pulled it a single.
What a standard.
3 times at 595. Okay. And then I want to talk about that. And then the second thing I'll talk about is I thought 5 minutes, like right under 5 minutes, would be a great time for 100 burpees to a target, 12-inch target. Wrong, failure, idiot, dumbass. Let's try 411. 411. Can we talk about those two things real quick? 595 and 411.
That dude, the Greek guy, my boy Papadopoulos, he is somebody I met at Dubai one year. We talked a little bit. He's a nice guy. He is one of the freakiest athletes you'll ever see, because he can not only do that, but go look at his Instagram and watch that dude hit backflips and walk upside down on his hands. He was like a former wrestler, I believe, so he's got that like I can get upside down, I can do weird stuff with the best of them. And it's just, he's unfortunate that he's like, what, 6'4", you know what I mean? His range of motion, Dex, as you understand,
he's big.
He's a big dude,
he's
right?
Big. I didn't know that.
He's big, and his range of motion is just going to take him longer on a lot of stuff than these shorter guys. So yeah, he's fighting genetics a little bit, but heck, dude, I feel like he had more in the tank watching that deadlift. That was scary.
Well, I want to see if they're because there aren't many things in plain English in CrossFit, especially things they want some gray area wiggle room. But it really in plain English says, "Hey, dog, we wear shoes in here. You're gross." So they didn't.
Do you think that made the lift? Do you think
No.
if he wore shoes?
No.
Yeah.
No, I just think it's gross, 100%.
Yeah.
You've done burpees and your face touched the floor. I don't have like a weird foot thing. I don't want to.
Dude, I got people in my gym who I'm like, all right, guys, we're squatting, and they take their shoes off, and I'm like, what are we doing? Why?
And
Why?
I appreciate what you're thinking, okay?
Yeah.
But look, dog, you ain't. If you're a world-class powerlifter, cool. Smashing those Nike soles is really gonna take from your power output. But let's stop a minute here.
You got
okay?
135 pounds on the bar. Stop. What are we doing?
You're really trying to get this peak expression of your Thursday afternoon activity, Susan. Please stop. Put your shoes on. Well, aside from being gross, right? I mean, at least he had socks on. But
True.
no, it's funny, and that I think that ties. Honestly, the cast of characters to do that workout, like Micah's talking about, time was fast. There were not many tiny dudes. I mean, this was a gang of 200-pound cats, and Tyler Christoffel, beefy guy, not 6 foot, but there were a bunch of giants in this thing.
Yeah, Tyler Christoffel got
Dolan is
428.
Yeah, and he is, bro. He is sick fit. He will make it. I thought he was going to pull it. I thought he would be one of the two, or in the mix, right? You could have said that about anybody, but man, it was a cast of beefy guys for those times to be so fast. Also, so I mean,
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at these times. 4:59 got you 17th place, and I thought that'd be hauling ass, because
I thought that'd be
it's a 12-inch target.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's a max effort jump for some dudes.
The bright side was you didn't have to, I guess being close to the wall, and I'm thinking the first year I did the open, right? It was not the year they did 7 minutes, but it was the snatch burpee year, 2013 for me was the first year I did the open. And I did the ring, right? So there's a lot of like learning curves for that. There's no learning curve for, I mean, you can miss it, ring swings, yeah, idiot, big dumb idiot that year. But the move was, you know, get a bar, get a yoga mat, get whatever, so you can not look at it and do you. I like the wall standard. I thought that was cool. 12 inches out of reach, though. That's double what it normally is, like you're talking about. So, like, not only do you got to muster up a little bounce if you're vertically challenged, you have to hit the ground and get down. And more importantly, you have to do like the chest first bounce. You can't do the lay and step. I don't think almost no one I saw stepped. I mean, it was bang, bang. And so
you had to get out of that and get your ass in the air. I love that standard. I don't think that's going anywhere. I think that we're probably going to see that next year in the Open.
Oh, I don't want that. I like the.
I don't think it's going to be the same workout, but
like,
I think the standard will be there.
Dude, I love the box jump. The burpee box jump is like the ideal for me. Bar facing I can get down with. I need some rhythm, and I need some kind of athleticism to where maybe it'll slow some other people down. But maybe I'm wrong because jumping to 12 feet is some athleticism. But I dig that a lot. I think that standard was good. What else was weird? I really like the deadlift thing. They release it because in my brain it's going to be like, all right, this is going to be real homeboyish, and just who was watching your video.
Yeah.
Because bounce is subjective, right? Like, because my
Very.
rules always like if you don't push it into the ground, you know, do you let gravity work, pull it down. If your arms don't bend on the way down, cool. You have not intentionally
Get those
bounced it, but you use
Big rubber
physics.
plates, bounce that thing.
Yeah. Don't you
Get the
dare
bouncy
use
plates.
Yeah, get the crumb rubber joints from High Temp. Let's go crazy. But, you know, I liked it, man. I thought the flow of that was really good. I think the shoes off thing only made me feel weird because of the current. Mike, aren't you from Louisiana?
No, I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, but it's
Gross.
about just as weird here. So
Yeah, so I need to make a Matt Bruce joke, but. Yeah, it only triggers me for like the rules because of the stuff going on with the LSU sprinter who's not going to get to go to the Olympics now because she likes to have a good time or likes to mellow out after a stressful event in her life, which is insane to me that that's still a thing. You don't. In fact, I'm more impressed if you were actively high and you broke a record.
Yeah.
You ran. Said you ran straight. You did what?
That's the opposite drug you want to take if you're trying to run a 100-meter dash. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be mellowed out. But I get it. You know, I think, you know, it's marijuana. Who cares at this point? But I guess, you know, rules are rules, and you didn't follow them, you know? So until they're not, you know, I guess.
Yeah,
but,
and me and Emma Chapman had this. I think she was really spinning wheels on me because I was like, look, I am with you. Rules are, and if it's very plain English, I'm for it. I understand. If she was on my team, I'd kill her, right? Like, hey, I get whatever, you know. But in plain English, it says you can't do this. Cool, very cool with being a rule follower. Awesome. You broke the rules, pay the thing. Yeah. I don't think the punishment fits the crime when your sport comes around every 4 years. And at the same time, I can see you holding off a little bit because your sport only comes around every 4 years. But if the NBA, the NFL, and I understand we were talking world sports, but there are other things that are allowed right now that are way different than, you know, something crazy happening and you eating a gummy or smoking the doobs.
Or eating a burrito.
Or eating mini burritos. I think those all go together, though. It's one or multiple burritos after the fact. But, yeah, that was super weird to me, man, especially in the Olympics. Like, I don't think the punishment fits the crime, right? Like,
I agree.
Fine her in this sport where you have to. I thought you had to protect your amateurism. I didn't think that's not a thing anymore, apparently. But if you mean to tell me, like, NCAA players are going to be millionaires now, but this lady can't, like.
We got to get into that.
And at the end of the day, bro, USADA, I feel like, especially in weightlifting, right? Like, I think Matt Bruce would agree. Not that we have some elaborate government program that's going to be made into a documentary like Icarus, but
which was amazing.
terrifying. That's how I know Roman's not getting over here. Yeah, don't even need to ask Nick. But I don't understand why, like, because they've crippled the U.S. for so long. I mean, Maddie Rogers. I mean, I want to say she had keeps tabs on the record of her being tested. It's, I mean, it's an unreasonable amount of time.
She gets popped every other day for a while. She said it was
yeah.
She's like, oh, this is my third one this week. It's like, what? What do you think I'm cycling in this time?
Yeah, you have too much chocolate and pop for a birthday party. I don't understand that. I get the testing and all that stuff, but let the IOC do all that stuff. But yeah, man, that it is. I understand the rules. I am with that, but you got to kind of get with the times. And I think there's some things I'm not with that statement. Get with the times, but this one particularly, it's literally hurting no one. You're not getting any rage. You're definitely not getting any benefit. I mean, some could make the argument that the stress of race day and blah blah blah. Okay, if she was high and she still whooped those girls, find the girls she beat too, suspend them. They got to be out of here too. You can't. But no, that's a real weird hill to die on for. Not that it affects them at all. It will affect her. And then again, I mean, look at gymnasts, right? A really deep run for a gymnast is 2 Olympics, right? And so this is a very fleeting thing, like most athletic endeavors are. But it's not the NFL. You don't have a season every year, So I mean, you're essentially stealing a chunk of this lady's life on a year where things were pushed back. So it's the 5th year.
I know.
And so to me, you're really robbing this lady and stealing a chunk of her life, or she robbed it from herself. I get it. I do appreciate the kind of authenticity. Yeah. I appreciate that a lot. She was like, "Look, this happened. I was dealing. Suck it. I'm human." So, but
what do you think Josh Gordon's thinking right now?
Oh, did you say he in Brown's guy? He filed for reinstatement.
Did he?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. It's not gonna matter. If he comes back and he just balls, what would that'd be awesome.
I bet he does. Have you seen him recently?
Hey, dog, Bill Belichick can do it. He can turn chicken shit into chicken salad at any time. Okay.
It's upsetting to watch.
It's not. I love it. I want Cam Newton to have the best season ever. I need it from my heart. Dog, I love Cam Newton. I bought one of his hats.
Did you?
Yeah. I think it's, make sure I don't say it wrong, Mikasha hats. They're so dope. I'm not into,
no, you're
not.
Hat guy.
You got a solid, I mean, I got some good weatherman hair, but yours is noticeable. You got a real Brillo pad up there. You're growing it back out, and I can tell. Let it go.
Yeah,
it's funny when you get your head looks like when you have your hair and the beard, and you get your haircut and it's faded up. Your head looks like the shape of the number 8.
It does.
Or
tapers in and out.
Right. Yeah, it's so good. But I don't understand that, man. And I'm not the authority for all things Olympics, but that one seems a little behind in the times, especially when it's very documented that some countries hide things where you actually get benefit and stuff like that. So that rubbed me the wrong way. And also, I'm just a troll, and I like stirring people up. And some people don't like the marijuanas and think it's a big deal still. It's a gateway drug, brother. But, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's 2021.
The best part about watching her do those things, though, her
hair?
Yeah, dude. I mean, watching her run with her hair, done. Nails done. If you did get too close to her in the lane, she's going to cut your head off with those Wolverine claws.
Dude.
Ready.
I like when she finished and she screams, I'm a fucking Olympian. You're not. I'm sorry.
Yep. Yeah, and then they said, no, you're not. And that sucks. I would still, I don't know, man. I used to joke with people. You remember the guy, Joey? It was my buddy Dusty. Lives in Texas. God bless him.
Yeah.
But, because, I'm not going to the Olympics unless it's I pick up badminton or something. But, so I used to think, oh, dude, we'll go to the CrossFit Games and we'll get, an Olympics tattoo. Way better funny joke than in theory. This cat got the entire logo, and I'm thinking just the people get the rings, right? Wherever you get it.
Oh,
I was
my
like, cool,
God.
we'll just get the brackets, right? Like the traditional little brackets that went around the logo. Dusty got Reebok CrossFit Games brackets tattooed on the old inside of the arm. And
No.
it's my favorite.
nice.
It's my favorite group of memes. It's more than one that
Oh.
people have made. Yeah.
No.
But I don't know. Yeah. And that's, so she's missing out on a cool tattoo. They're stealing a chunk of her life, which is now what? If she tries to go back 9 years, because this is a 5-year cycle. So like 9 years
Yeah.
of her trying to get to the Olympics. When she dominated like domestically. Dominated. And
She got a clear path. All she had to do was execute exactly what she did in
Yeah.
that race. Nobody's beating
Yeah.
her. And now,
No.
I mean, like we said, she took credit for it. Maybe like Josh Gordon says, he was dealing with something mentally. He needed it. He was self-medicating, whatever. Maybe she had the same thing. She was really stressed about trying to run, whatever. But
Her mom passed away. Her
Yeah, I was gonna say
biological
her
mom
mom.
passed
Yeah.
away too.
Yeah, it was her mom.
yeah.
And like
I
I
think
have
you're
currently
right.
not dealt with that well in the past year, so like I get it. I even more so empathize.
Yeah.
And thank God I got a kid to like hold and run around with, and a wife. And but so I can empathize with that. It's a big deal.
I agree, but like 5
You know.
years for that, like, okay, I get it. Like, if you have to do something, make her sit this year out, whatever.
Or not even
give
that.
her that
like,
next shot.
'cause it's not going to affect her locally, dude. It's not going to
No.
affect her locally. They will. She'll still run. I hope she still makes money. Nike still backs her because Nike is always with the shit.
Yeah.
But like, I don't. It's literally the Olympics is the only thing it will affect, which I get is the peak expression pinnacle of your life if you do one of those sports. And I mean, it's a really weird argument. I understand the rules. I appreciate her accountability and like upfrontness about, hey, I've done X and this is happening. It's super my fault. I just had some shit going on and I'm a human. Thank you. And that was literally all she said about it. And then the funny thing about now is like you see this crazy outpour from it's like celebrities and all. I mean, it will matter none. It will matter none. But especially there, right? Like kind of now, like in America, you got some shot at like something changing, even on like a small scale. But IOC does not. They will not care.
Not one bit.
And that sucks because that's a medal that she I don't know if she was going to beat those Jamaican girls, but she would have been like in the hunt. And and I don't think she was a person that was going to like try to burn a flag on the podium.
That's a whole different story.
You mean to tell me
that shit fires me
BMX,
up.
freestyle BMX is in the Olympics? 13-year-old Dex is jazzed right now. X Games, baby.
I don't even know.
Like-
Like, they keep adding random sports.
Man, it's so weird. That is, and I never miss an X Games currently, and I'm 32. Love watching it.
Really?
Reminisce. Dog, I'll go buy some DC shoes right now. But it
You're a
is
skater boy?
super weird to me. No, I was too big for that. I rode bikes.
Should CrossFit be an Olympic sport?
So, Joey, have you dabbled in the IF International something? I don't know the name of it. They tried to make it. Zach won it.
Oh,
Zach won
the
it.
international
Yeah, it was in, like, Sweden or
fitness competition.
don't
I
know.
forget what
They
it
were-
was.
So they were trying to do it. I think it was the last individual competition Tola did well in. And I think he won it one year, and then Zach won it the next year. It looked a little more. Now, I will say it was very straightforward with testing and all that. And I want to say, I can't remember who ran it.
Wasn't James Fitzgerald involved heavily?
Might have been
I think he
James and
was.
Cutler and some
Yeah.
other people.
Yeah, it was
pretty sure
really
he was.
straightforward. The
Yeah.
testing
Yeah.
wasn't like a lot of mixed modality stuff. It was like, we're going to test gymnastics. And it was like,
No.
it was weird.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if that's what they
Well,
wanted
they had,
to do.
they had
good
like
for
an
them,
actual
but-
aerobic power test.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was there. So all that long story long, that was them saying, hey, we're going to try to get this in. They were definitely going to try to get it into the Olympics. And I really liked some of the things they did versus like Grid League that turned it into a circus. And I have friends who did it. More power to you. Get your money. I was not a fan. I just
Get your money.
man. And like it. Yeah, and they did, and that's why it's not a thing anymore. Somebody got their money.
Season 1, let's go Madison Square Garden, idiots.
Dude, they said they had to sell 5,000 tickets to break even. They sold like 5.
Oh,
Yeah.
for reals.
I mean,
Yeah.
not really 5, but might as well have been.
It's
Like,
it
there were
was,
not 100 people there.
So I think for it
Oh
to be an Olympics, like we're looking at two ends of the spectrum, right? Grid was like, we're gonna do it every week, and everybody's like, that's too much. We don't really enjoy that. It's tough.
Yeah,
but
I
like
agree.
for it to be
It's
an
too
Olympic
much.
sport, you know, like I think you would still have like the CrossFit Games every year, but then like, why have something different that's every 4 years? It already is like an international thing right now. You know what I mean? So I think our
That's
system
true.
works out really well.
That's fair.
Dex looks like he has something to say though.
The system does. No, I'd love to have some of the things, right? Like, hey, judging.
Oh yeah,
You know.
we talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Judging. Yeah.
standardized.
and not-
Things need standardized.
Yeah. And it'll always be my argument to dispute it being a and now, if you're getting professional money, awesome. You are one of the 5 that maybe do.
Yeah,
That is not like just a Instagram model. But it's insane to me that those things are not, and this is my hill to die on. It is literally, and this is from experience of like being in the mix and as a coach, you live and die by how nervous your judge is sometimes. Unless you're a celebrity, I get it. Like nobody's no repping Rich or Matt. I get it. They're also great movers.
I was
then
about
you
to
get
say,
these.
they move really well.
Yeah, I get that. Let's throw the outliers out. But you get a guy who is just as nervous as you. Or other end, you get a guy who's looking for that like Judge of the Year award.
yeah.
and
He's really trigger
I
happy
hold
to
the
say no rep.
I hold the standard. Yeah, I hold the standard, brother, and I judge your technique. Like, which is crazy. I'll judge your technique on the video, but it doesn't matter. I mean, if it counts, it counts. Do you? But yeah, I would love to see that. But I mean, I think, like you said, it's international already. We have a good cycle, especially if this will be the linear, very straightforward paths.
Yeah, I hope so. Gosh.
Yeah, I like that. I can't. What's the other? I got down a rabbit hole last night for the controversial stuff accidentally with the. Speaking of arguing with Emma Chapman. Oh man, what's the person's name? It's the trans weightlifter.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me Google this.
What's the name? 'Cause she
It's from,
is strong.
Here, right here. Yeah, this is hers. I'm pulling it up to me.
Don't you say the name wrong either.
Oh, I'm gonna say it 100% wrong.
No, it's not hard actually. It's not a really hard name. I just can't think of it.
Is it Laura Hubbard?
Yes. Laurel.
Yes.
That's it. Laurel.
Laurel.
Hubbard.
Laurel
From
Hubbard. Yeah,
it's New Zealand, right?
New
That's
Zealand,
the
which is
thing.
where Emma's from. Yes. No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe, you were
Yeah.
a teammate. Give us the biography. I love
Yep.
Emma. She's a very sweet lady. She was fired up about the weed thing, super pissed. And I can see, and only because like we have like CrossFit athletes that compete in like the Commonwealth Games, right? So that's a New Zealand, Australia, whatever thing.
Yeah.
Tia won it one
Tia
year.
won, yeah.
I don't have mixed feelings about like that community of people. I think you be whatever you want to be, and you should have liberties and things and all that are due to a human. Do you? Awesome. Love everybody. That's my like baseline operations. I do think there's some difference here. And like, I won't go as crazy about it as like a Joe Rogan podcast. It's not. I don't think it's fairy tale land. I think that there are gonna have to be, and it's like a sad reality of it, that it's gonna be more. Is a way more complicated thing than yes or no. There's gonna have to be, and I hate to say that it is sport to sport, but it is sport to sport.
Yeah.
100%.
Weightlifting.
You can't just blanket the whole issue.
No, you definitely can't. And right, like
Yeah.
again, love everybody. I think you should be able to do whatever you want. I have a brother.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, right. Like it's do you. I will love you endlessly. We're talking sports,
Yeah.
and nobody's better. Like I love random advantages as a person who needs them to overcompensate for like lack of talent in this stuff. But you mean to tell me we're doing and I'll say contact sports, right? Wrestling. I think if it's a skill sports, baseball, softball, golf, I want to say basketball, but like you're gonna get beat up, and it's the sad reality of it. Now, high school level, I don't think it's as much of an argument. I think kids need to be kids, feel included, get this encompassing experience of social stuff, and that's cool. But Olympics, bro, and I tell you the thing that like, and she was the most gracious. It was not a hateful thing. It was the lady who was like the weightlifter in New Zealand. She's like the whatever weight class this lady the trans lady is in, whatever that weight class is. The coach of the woman who was previously the top of this sport calls her. He's like, look, you're going to drop a weight class, which is 18 kilos, not the old red, white, and blue pounds, kilos.
That's
You're going to drop you're going to drop 18 kilos, or
What's
you should
that,
probably
like-
look at, a lot.
Like
It's a
40,
lot. 2.2.
45 pounds, 45
Now,
pounds.
she is all that is beef, so it probably was okay. And she did. She lost the weight. But he said, look, you can lose this weight or you can retire because we can only take one person from each weight class. And if she's out here, it ain't you, dog. Because this person is 40, 38, 42, somewhere around there.
No, 43 from what I'm looking
43.
at this article
43.
right now.
Cool, 43. And it's a more recent development. I'm not going to put a timeline on it because I don't know exactly. But, yeah, that is. They told her she had to retire because she came in and just crushed, and it's do not get lost down this rabbit hole because there is some like really hateful stuff out there. I'm not with that. I think
No,
everything,
I'm not into being hateful.
No.
But I am into being
be objective.
Saying the facts, saying these are the testosterone levels, these are the things that are in, like. Actually, hold on. I think we can do this really cool thing. We're going to do this for the first time. So if this just F's up, then it's totally not my fault.
Let it F.
All right. So can y'all see that?
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna. Yeah.
So
this
lady,
this
this
cool?
is Laurel Hubbard. Yeah.
Dude, this is so cool. If people are like
This
actually
is sick.
watching.
Awesome
here we
ad.
go.
That's
Ad.
nice. I have that outfit. Yep.
That's
Yeah,
when I told my
that's-
parents I was going to coach CrossFit. That is
That's what they
literally
thought you were
what they
doing.
thought I was doing.
Yeah.
And
It's
I
still
had-
what people think you do. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I got the meanest remarks from a pediatrician the other day because I told him
Oh,
what
yeah.
I did.
He's like, what do you really
serious?
do?
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
here
like,
we go.
He's like, I
Here's
don't know what that means.
Here's the lift.
Now, she's a great lifter, I'll say. Like, moves.
Yeah,
Great lifter.
Yeah. Walk it like I talk it. Come on.
That's
hey, man, it's
a lot of weight.
not a big deal there. Yeah,
It's
bro,
a-
she is
that's
so strong. Now,
do they say what that
it-
is? How many
A
kilos?
lot, I can tell you. It's a lot of red. That's all you
How
need
much
to.
did she win by? Like, was it just like an overwhelming majority?
It's significant. Like, it's
Oh,
exactly what
but-
you would expect.
So let's see. Zealander, I hope I'm saying that right, is ranked 15 in the world, is the super heavyweight, 87 kilo plus category according to the blah, blah, blah. Her best total, Jesus, is 285.
Yeah.
Significantly lower than the top ranked league, 335. Jesus Christ. Anyways, all right.
Well, yeah, she's not even scratching the surface of the.
Yeah.
And so yeah, man, I think sports where there's a very significant advantage. I think there's more to talk about than a yes or no.
Agreed.
Again, high school stuff, like I think
high school stuff should absolutely be allowed because just studies have shown like how much that helps those transitioning kids, and like I think we should do everything we can to help people not want to kill themselves. You know.
But like even that, like let's like being just super objective by the numbers, taking the emotion out of it. Like, what are the odds your kids getting a scholarship? Right? Your kid's out there to have fun, to learn how to deal with some adversity, to learn how to work well with others. Like the overarching themes are still there, and now even more so. I mean, you mean to tell me that like Susie, who bats, 13, that's her batting average is 13. You think her scholarship's getting snatched because somebody wanted to come play softball that maybe is not traditionally what you thought of? Like, get out of here.
Like
So-
So
relax.
that's fine.
So the percentage or the chance that you're going to get a D1 scholarship,
It's like 0.007392 pi.
it's actually 2.48% according to Google.
Yeah,
That is
Pretty
so
low.
much higher than I thought that would be.
It is
But
higher than I
still
thought it
very
would be.
low.
but like, you're just, yeah, man. And I get there's levels to it and all that stuff, but I just also like, I think now, and Joey's got a kid, and I'll have a second one in November. I think of like what I want you to know, right?
Yeah.
What I want you to pull from these things and how I handle things, right? And for the sake of like us being me and Micah are in the dirty South, where most things are encompassed in like religion and all this stuff. Like I'm very down with JC. Me and Jesus are cool.
Agreed. Yes.
But he
For
sat
sure.
with murderers and hookers, right? Like Judas ate. And so, not to say these people are that, but just to say, like, Jesus' frame was love, and I've never seen anybody be led to him or whatever the thing it is that you call it, the universe, the good vibes, the positive, whatever. I've never seen anybody be led to those things through the lens and, like, the lasso of hate. And so I think the more you can include and have conversations and kind of break your frame of perspective for those things is the better. And again, your kids have to go home with you. And so, like, the things they learn about it are going to be from you.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, I think, but, like, the weird thing is, I will say, it is always a person transitioning to female. You have yet to see a trans man try to come play linebacker at Toledo University.
You know what? I pray that we
know.
do see that one day. I think that'd be the coolest shit in the world.
We did. Oh, dude. The girl that was the kicker for Vanderbilt, I loved. I thought that was awesome.
that was cool.
I was pissed they made her squib kick it. I really wanted to see her like shed a block.
No, you heard about the kickoff, right?
Were they squibbed
Like
it?
she like I thought that she just like just muffed it. She wanted to just boot the hell out of the thing, but just like it was just a bad kick on her end. She said.
Oh, I thought they made her squib it, but
No, she wanted. She was like,
and-
I'm gonna put this out the back of the end zone.
yeah, and well, I bet you could. She's like 6'4", bro. She's bigger than most kickers. But
She's got weight.
my introduction to these things also was like Fallon Fox is a trans woman who is an MMA fighter, and I actually saw it on Joe Rogan episode, right? Dog, and so when I say this is very sports specific, it has to be that
It
one
has to be.
And I've said out loud and met with some like opposition, and like if you ever hung out with me, man, like I love everybody. It's just not a thing. If you're a dick, I don't care what the details are. You're a dick. But there's not a lot of gray area to like this person, this trans lady
Has a significant
support.
advantage.
Oh, she was cracking people's skulls. Not like, cracking skulls, but no, like legitimately X-ray, like cracking skulls.
Skull crack.
Like Mortal Kombat finish him stuff. And I think she got beat by a girl who was just really good at jiu-jitsu, and after starting, I completely get that now, because if she fell down accidentally, she got the octopus treatment and just got choked. So that happens. But the ones where the girls tried to stand up with her were not. It was very slanted. And if you wonder why I'm moving really weird, I'm speaking of slanted, I'm Dwight Schrute today. Forget everything you knew about exercise. Forget. Oh, I know why you have it. Yeah, that's why it's in my house for the same reason. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's very sports specific. I don't understand why people are so opposed to, in certain things like a trans division. I don't. And I'm super open to talk about it as long as it's not like I'm not the person with a pitchfork and a torch looking to like drive you out of town. I'm not that.
Yeah.
I love having these conversations, and I have them in the same tone and with the same frame. But yeah, it's really weird. It's gonna be interesting to see where all those things go. And all that again, long story long. Smoking weed, no advantage. Let me bring this full circle. Some things have an advantage. And
That was so good. Well done. Well done.
That was.
Well done.
I mean,
Yeah.
what a roller coaster, Dex. That was
I
great.
mean, that
That's
climax
this-
came to a good conclusion.
yeah, that was all things good. There was some Dwight. That's a
He planned
picked up
that,
skill.
guys. He
I did
planned that
not,
whole thing.
and the fact that I didn't is that we're growing.
Sometimes
through
I
this.
start a sentence and I don't know where it's going to go. I just
That's why
hope
we
that I
bond,
find
because I
that
do the same thing. Yeah. Sometimes you find your way, sometimes you don't.
Do you think there will be trans athletes in CrossFit? Do you think we're going to see that?
So
It's
I
a matter
know.
of time. Yeah.
So well, there's been one, right? Like Chloe Johnson is whom I have met, who is a very nice lady, has the coolest tattoos, big energy vibe, nice lady. She sued CrossFit many moons ago.
Oh,
Don't make me
yeah.
quote the year. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah. I met her at Wadapalooza one year. Awesome. Super nice. And like, to probably put it very poorly, did it before it was cool. Right? Like she has been transitioned for many years. And so, but yeah, she tried to do it a while back. So I think it's out there. I don't know if it'll, I think in this climate, if anybody would be very cool for it, it will not be, it will definitely be CrossFit, right? Like, I don't think
Agreed.
CrossFit's coming out with any anybody legislation or anything. Like, what is it, Idaho that just came out with in Texas with the hell no, we won't go thing. So, I think it's out there. I think for sure. And you know, as a company that operates under the umbrella of inclusion, to where, you know, which if you call and ask about a price of a membership, that's probably a little different conversation. But, you know, as a company that operates under that umbrella, I think, I don't see that being a thing, especially in like the current climate and season.
Right.
No, I don't see it being a problem. And honestly, like, Joey watched me. So Joey's watched me get run into the ground when me and Brooke came and did that clean open workout at Grandview for the Arnold. So Brooke Haas, team
My
always
God. First of all, she kicked your ass.
Fit.
But go ahead.
Yeah. Well, but it was a different workout for girls. Like, she kicked all of our ass. So we come out.
Yeah.
Power guy. I'm good at toast bar, whatever. We're cycling the first 2 bars, and we get to like the third one, and she's just like the roadrunner running away from Wile E. Coyote.
What was this workout?
The toast bar double under clean that went up to like 315.
Yeah.
Which is a good workout, great workout for me. But it was just different for girls. So I don't see Alex talking about sport-specific things, our sport. Now, if it was 1 rep max, whatever, or, you know, you can get run into the ground in this sport more so than most sports by a female.
I agree.
And so,
I agree with you.
I know guys that like take pride in doing the women's RX and affiliate classes still, and that's like a thing, WRX. But yeah, I don't see it ever being a problem in this, just because of like the substance of the community and like the emphasis on inclusion and things like that. I think at the heart of like all the stuff we do, it's being a decent human or being a human in general.
Being a human. I think that's
man.
that should be on a shirt. Yeah.
Yeah,
Be a human.
it's the church of fitness. So come as you are, just do this thing together. So I don't see it being a problem. Is it out there? And like, I don't know off the top of my head if anybody is, you know, competing as a trans person. And I'm still, you know, diving in and learning. I have friends that I learned through. Luke Wesley Pearson is one of them. And, you know, she's been cool. We converse all the time. But it's an interesting journey to watch people go through, man. I think you've seen it in a lot of different things, right? Like people finding themselves through their life, and you know, you've experienced it. Like who you are is probably not who you were. I think that's cool. And so it's weird to me that people want to other people's journeys bother them so much.
It's weird to me. It's like, go live your life.
Yeah,
who cares?
Right.
And to your point, like, I mean, that we learn through experiences, right? We have to be empathetic. We have to know other people's situations. So I think, like, if anybody out there is listening and you're comfortable telling your story, like, reach out to Dex or I'd love to hear what your take is on this specific issue. You know, if you're somebody in our community who has transitioned, thinking about transitioning, whatever, you know, I want to get your take on this. I want to see where other people's heads are at, and that's the only way we're going to make this better for people is, like, we have to listen to the people who this directly affects. You know, it's one thing for you and I to sit here and be like X, Y, Z, but like we don't know the other side of the coin for a lot of these people, and we have to be human, like we just said. Tell us your story.
Yeah, actually, I will message. Yeah, I bet Luke will come on because he's a fitness person. He that's how I came to. He married a lady I went to college with, and you know, when they got married, it was pre-transition. He's transitioned, changed name, all this stuff, get back into the fitness thing. So like they're doing the therapy and all this stuff, and which is very cool to watch. They do a great job of documenting. I want to say their full-time jobs are like Instagram stuff. And they're both super personal, personable, well-spoken people. Kelsey is from here, so like she has a pretty unique Southern experience. I bet they'd come on. We'd figure that out. But I also, man,
I mean, even if they don't want to come on, like I would just love to just hit us up on Instagram and tell us what your thoughts are. Like I would love just listen.
I'll text them. But I would be very interested for people to, if there are trans athletes in CrossFit that are, even if it's just like open semi-quarter, whatever, like you don't have to be a games athlete. But I'd be interested to hear the story and kind of the outlook, and just because I'm certain like some of my ideas are very, my ears are not tuned to hear things as they would if I was in the middle of that. So it'd be cool to kind of either learn to shut my mouth and phrase things better, or grow through it a little bit. I'm down to collect some knowledge and some perspective. But I don't know. What's next? Or you got a list?
Yeah. I mean, I typically keep a list.
Because I can go on that one all day.
I let y'all kind of talk, and then I give the next thing, the next controversial item. But so we're creeping up here on an hour, and I want to circle this back around to CrossFit towards the end of this, as we peer into the games, which is only a few weeks away, which is crazy exciting. We're looking at a stacked field of both men and women. We're seeing some new blood on the street, specifically in the women's division with Emma Carey and Mal O'Brien, which you can go back in our past podcast. We've discussed them at length. We heard Dave Castro release the first workout, which is going to be swim, distance long, paddle even longer. And real quick on that, just real quick, I want to get on a high horse, get on a soapbox, because I always have one every episode. This is going to be mine. There has never been an event that is so damn overused than the swim and paddle. Look, I get it. Swimming is in there. I think we should do it. But it's the same shit every year. Like, do something else. Like last year, I thought that was awesome. Take them to a pool. Oh, yeah. Put them on an assault bike.
It was fun to watch.
Fucking make them go swim.
Bro,
that was so cool.
The first swim event ever was the dopest one ever.
The bar muscle up.
The swim bar muscle up one.
Yeah.
Now, currently with this element of danger, that's probably not the best.
I agree with you, but still.
But I think last year they did it in a very safe way.
Good.
Go ahead, Dex.
They did.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
And maybe I'm biased because I got dead last at the games. Go ahead.
No, that was dude, the last year we went, 2017, I told Chris Walker, I said, look, because you have the rope, right? We had to go in pairs. I said, drag me to the water. We ran. I walked, because you know how shallow that water is in Madison. Yeah. I walked to the first buoy. I'm 6'2", not deep. I'm not swimming if I don't have to. Walk to the first buoy, swim across. Yeah. And it's that one, I understand logistically is probably what locks that in, right? Like, we have this lake. It's super nice, and there's a clear path to run right down to it that is beautiful, and more so from the business aspect, easy to cover.
Yeah, I get it.
And so I get it. I don't like it, but I'll eat the shit.
I only hate it because I suck at it. I'll say it.
It makes me happy because you can run, and I swim like a bag of rocks, and so
that's what makes me mad. I'm like, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm a very aerobic athlete. I will run you to the ground. But if you put me in the water, I'm gonna die. I don't know why. I have worked
That's
on
like
it.
my wife.
I don't know. I trained at the games, or leading up to the games. I felt good. Granted, I only trained in a Philadelphia pool, so I was like swimming around kids the whole time. You know, I could grab the side, whatever. I tried. I got there at the games. I had a full-blown panic attack, and I got dead last. I was in the water. Rich paddles past me, looks at me, pissed, because he had to go around me, and then just keeps paddling, and I came in dead last.
I would have grabbed
him. Did I finish?
I would have grabbed him.
I wanted to just
I would have grabbed him.
I thought about, I'm just going to keep going.
I would have grabbed him. Dead ass serious, I would have grabbed him. So the first year, 2015. So in California, right? Like Carson was
Yeah.
sexy. It was me and Joey's first year to go. That year, okay, I can't swim that year. And so Jenny Bradford and
Yep.
Laura. I don't know her last name now. She just got married. But Laura wasn't there. We have two, like, one's still holds an SEC record for swim sprinting. The other one is like a smaller school, but still head and shoulders better swimmer than me. So we have two dolphins, basically. I say this because we put them in the front, and they towed our life raft.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
My job. Guy who can't swim. You ever seen Mighty Ducks, Bash Brothers? That
Yes,
was
I
me.
have.
I'm grabbing legs. I am. If you got too close to him, I'm coming off to the side to lay on you like full body. Like, you're not passing us. I'm blocking like Dale Earnhardt Jr. out here. Rest in peace. Or Dale Earnhardt, rest in peace. But we, Junior's still alive. And that was fun. And then you had a deadlift on the sand. I think we almost got in a fight with somebody running into the water.
Yeah.
But, yeah, dude, I'm grabbing you. I love things with their teamwork for the team stuff. But I think they're locked logistically in Madison for that. Like, there's not going to be any sexy. I mean, could they put a rig in that parking lot that's very uneven and anchor it down to the skids and have them do something? Yeah. You know, it'd be cool if they did swim Murph.
Oh,
Dude,
bro.
Now, don't let me put
don't-
that. Actually, I don't have to do it. Let me put that energy out there. Swim Murph, Dave. Swim Murph.
That would be sick. I would actually love that.
Let's think about it here. I can't believe you're a panic in the water guy, because that's my problem. I know 1,000% I am not going to die. I'm good. I'll doggy paddle champ of the world. I'm going to bring it on in.
Okay, all right.
I don't
So
know.
Joey, hold
Go
on.
ahead.
Let me ask you a question. So it's funny because my wife is the same way. She's a D1 track athlete. Like, will run laps around my ass at the track. I mean, is running
That's
my
hilarious.
paces plus. Like it's embarrassing. I look like a child compared to her out there. All right, but so we started to do this thing where we go to the pool first before we go to the track, because it like makes me feel good about myself. I
Yeah.
need something so I don't feel like I'm just getting crushed by a woman 24/7 at the track. So anyways, it's great. So she has this thing, and she's in the other room. She's gonna hate me for sharing this. Doesn't matter. So she has this thing where she can't put her face in the water, and I was like, why? So hold on, I'm gonna ask you this. Did you, when you were growing up, did you swim with a full like goggle and nose mask, or was it just the goggles?
Y'all had a
Goggle
mask?
and
Y'all were
nose.
rich, huh?
I was up here.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
I,
Or
I don't think-
here's my thing. You guys don't know this about me. Big old nerd. My parents put me in a summer day camp.
I
right?
know that about you.
You know that about me. This thing was at a pool. Part of it was like every morning I was part of the red group. At 9 a.m., we go swim lessons. Who didn't show up for 4 straight years to swim lessons? This guy. Where was I? In the camp, in the little house, playing Pokemon cards, trading them every day. Every day.
Yeah.
And you know what?
And now
I
look,
regret it.
you could have sold those for $1 million.
I don't even know where they're at.
You regret not keeping them because you'd be rich. Yeah.
I regret everything about this
Well, I
situation.
never had swim lessons. I had 0 swim lessons. I remember going to the pool and trying to learn how to swim. Like, any day I go and freestyle the whole time, I do not check the clock. Just, we didn't die, and we freestyled the whole time. So, like, I swim like if this is my head, this is like the rest of my body. Like, I super dragging the anchor, just bottom heavy. But yeah, it just was not my thing. It's weird the amount of people that are like sharks. Chandler Smith, shark. Noah Olson, shark. Matt,
Well,
really good swimmer. Tia,
Noah
really good
Olson
Noah.
played. Was it water
Water
polo?
polo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Noah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Noah.
Yeah, but
My
it's
bad.
I don't see them getting too sexy with that programming.
So
like, I
you're
don't-
saying it's going to be what it is.
Yeah, I don't. I think the only thing they could do, and I doubt they would run to the Coliseum and get anything in there wet, like coming out of a swimming pool or lake wet. But I don't. I mean, there's no pool. Carson had a fairly close, that aquatic center, I guess, is where it was, but it was, I mean, sexy, right? Like pool. We could put a rig out here because that was 2013 maybe. But yeah, I don't see them getting too much sexier with that. I mean, I know you could do worm stuff. I'm trying to think like where that thing is. The ramp they use to run into the water, where they put like the big kind of blue floaty thing. It's not a very level. It's not a very like.
It doesn't look level.
It's not conducive to you doing things that are not just run down it. So like that's why the staging area is always there. Could they do like the little beer garden deal? Could they make that into like a fitness place where like there's a rig or something you have to run back to? Maybe. But I don't see them getting too sexy. Like they're definitely going to run that in the ground, and I don't see that event changing. The paddleboard's weird to me.
That sucks.
That's a weird one. But man, the coolest swim event I've ever had, besides the one I didn't participate in at the games that year, Waterpalooza had one year, which always has one in the bay. But this one they had a barge about 50, 60 meters out. It was not far. Like it was almost like you could dive in and kind of really just coast it on out there and swim around. So you would swim out, go around the barge, climb up the back on a cargo net, and do handstand push-ups on the barge.
Okay, that's really cool.
Joe, did you go to Waterpalooza this year?
Yeah, and everybody was cutting their toes open.
Yes, on the bar. They did not clean the back of the boat.
Barnacles.
But details. Barnacles. I
I
watched a
thought
lot
that
of
was
Pirates
sick,
of the
though.
Caribbean.
That was like one of the most fun
Awesome.
workouts I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, and I'm
Hands down.
certain I got a concussion because we had to do handstand, strict handstand
On
push-ups
wood.
on
It was-
plywood. Yeah,
Boom,
yeah,
boom, boom.
yeah.
It was
And
fun, though.
but it was
Creative.
awesome. Yeah, because it was deadlifts, swim out, do your handstand push-ups, swim back, do deadlifts. Awesome. But yeah, so I could see maybe that's an option. I mean, you could put something out there, but as far as like what they are able to do, because you've ran down the ramp, it's not. You can't put anything out there. It's just not doable. And I mean, it would cost a lot probably, but yeah, I don't see them doing that. I mean, the barge thing would be cool. So let me put that energy out there. Also, float something, Dave. Put some things out there.
Well, here's my thing. They, a few years ago, they flew everyone to Carson or whenever that was, right? For that like day at the ranch. It's like, look, I mean, clearly they're not really having a money problem. I mean, and maybe they are. I don't know.
I would be interested to see the books now. Honestly.
Like, do something that's not the same damn thing. You've tested that test. Like, do we do Fran at the games every year? No. Do we do Murph at the games every year? No. Well, why don't we do the same run paddle every year?
Oh, actually, I'm talking about the swim Murph. Do you remember the year they did like it was? I don't know how long the swim was, but it was swim, sand run. I think they did Angie. Remember that?
That
2012,
yes,
maybe?
that would be cool. We could do that.
That was cool. They did the Pendleton Triathlon. I only remember that because Chad McKay, was that his name? Chad.
I think so.
Australian gentleman who was 6'2", 225. But he won it. That was cool. Like seeing people flipped in the sand on those mountain bikes was cooler. But it was a triathlon. And yeah, there are options, man. I think they do a good. The games is always fun to watch. There's some that are, an action like that one's a test that is not sexy to watch.
I agree.
Yeah, I get why they do it. They can be
Yeah.
more creative than showing us a swim and paddle for the 12th time. I don't know.
The paddle
It's
sucks.
absurd.
The paddle's so weird to me.
I'll do it every time. I'll
Well,
take that.
but like, make them stand up. Make them stand up.
Well, okay, so I actually heard Dave's like reasoning behind that about why they don't let you stand up and why they don't give them an actual like paddle.
It's American Gladiators. Is that what it
No, no. He said he basically made the analogy of like it's too specific of a skill because it's like the same reason that they wouldn't have like a 3-point contest at the games. And I was like, okay, I don't agree with that. He was like, some people would have too much of an advantage versus someone from the Midwest that's never. I was like, okay, that's never stopped you before.
Right, you got lakes. What you mean the bike race is not a specific skill? Come on.
Or the
Dude, okay, so the year they did last year, right, when they were doing the bike thing on the grass, if you knew how to shift gears and why, you had a significant advantage versus the person.
Yeah.
Like, if you want a bike like that, make it a fixed gear, right?
Yep.
It
everyone's
takes that
got
out
to.
of
Yeah, I
it.
agree.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about the
Well, same thing. If you have been on a bike before, like, and you can, the criterion, was that what it is?
the critic is the crunchy
Yeah.
chipperton.
Well,
You
like,
can look it up. It's okay.
yeah, if
Yeah.
you can shift gears and you're like, and you know, like, the reasoning behind it, like, you could take off on that bike. But you saw a
Yeah.
lot of people who just were like, okay, I'm
You
gonna
just
pedal
pedaled
my
it like a
bike.
road bike.
Yeah, dude, I think a fixed gear bike event would be kind of sick.
There's a lot of stuff they could do to be weird. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think, what did I watch? It was like a Spartan race where they had everybody wrestle. Sam Dancer was, or Emma did it, actually. Emma did.
Oh,
She
yeah.
body slammed
Really?
it was like Emma Chapman, CrossFit Games athlete, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, Regina, bartender in Austin. And she body slammed this girl. But
Emma's
yeah,
terrifying.
but she's the sweetest, like, teacher lady ever. That's what's so funny about it.
It is. But
But,
she'll shank you.
Yeah, no doubt. And if she won't, Corey will. But I don't know. I'll be interested to see how it goes. The thing I'll be interested to see going forward is how big a hand they take in the private industry that is now the semis.
Yeah.
Because I think Dylan did a great job programming. I think that'll get better as time goes on. I think he had a lot of pots on the stove at these events because I know he's Chief's right-hand man. But their teams are great. It's very cool to see how well those things ran, and also like how flexible they were. Man, they pulled no punches about keeping athletes safe and all this stuff about moving, whether it was moving times around or if they had like a slip up, like on the ruck run, where it was like, hey, we really didn't plan on everybody getting time capped for this. Here's how we're gonna do it. Sorry, guys.
Right.
Very, very cool with that. But yeah, I think the program will be cool this year. I'm interested to see if there are wild new things, but because that's kind of my favorite thing every year is what's the new apparatus, right? And it's less for the teams, more for individuals on that aspect, right? Like I think, I hope every team event has a worm, and I hope it has something super weird.
Synchro.
Yeah, not an individual relay race. I hate
Dude,
that.
that year at the games in 2019, the final event was like, for teams, was so lame.
Oh,
it was like
Gray's 30 muscle ups, Isabel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like
But it was
nothing
relay,
synchro.
wasn't it?
It kind of it was like waterfall style. It was like
It's waterfall.
like
Yeah,
once we
gotcha.
finish, the next one can start. But it was just like, I don't know. It could have been more exciting. I like
That's
team.
not a team event though.
That's what I mean. Like it needs to be.
not.
These team workouts should be team workouts, whether it's relay race style.
Double Grace. What was it? The first year we went, it was a waterfall thing into Double Grace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that thing was
You can do-
gnarly.
The worm is so good, bro. Like
It's
such
just
a
a
good
great
person.
equalizer.
Yeah, and you could tell like I have a one-on-one athlete now that was on a team at the MAC who had never touched a worm, and it was
Jesus
he did not
Christ.
have to tell me because I know what it looks like. And it's a massive advantage if you have, and also if you are a team that communicates well, and that's non-verbally. Like if you're a team that does not have to speak, you ball on the worm. If you're a team that has to do all the hand signals and talking, you can still go fast, but there are very nuanced like teamwork things that are exposed when you use the worm. And I love that at the games they use it a lot in a lot of different ways. So, and I know you can't do that throughout the year, but I would hope that thing is just baking in the sun because they use it every event. The relay stuff, the things that are like, hey, Dex is going through, then Joey, then Micah. Like that's an individual expression. And I get like, it takes individuals to make up a team, but like that's not, So I'm also like, it'll be cool because I think Mayhem is still going to beat the shit out of everybody. I think that's a given.
I think it'll be closer than it's been, though.
It'll be closer because of Chase, and that will be very much depend on. And I hate to put the pressure on the kid. I doubt he ever sees this, but it will be if it is a heavy load weekend, he will pay taxes. Now, if it's not, and there's one rep max, cool, be a wash, no big deal. You don't have to win every one, but that kid is fit.
Very fit.
So
There's no
now they
question.
have the almost two strongest females in the field
Yeah.
when they're healthy. So
Yeah, I mean, I've been on a
And
team
she
with both
lifted
of those girls.
300
They
pound
are
front
strong.
squat. I was like, shut your face.
I was
Dude.
pissed. Oh, I was supposed to be on that team. Damn it.
You were. Then
The
I had to
original
get
meat
Paul
squad.
Castillo. That was going to be a good
The
team.
original meat squad. Oh, Renaissance periodization Castillo, RP.
RP Castillo.
Why
That's
do you
what
think?
Chandler. That's
Go
what
for it.
Chandler calls him, and I about pissed my pants laughing. He called him Renaissance periodization Castillo. I almost died.
Question: why do you think we've never seen the pig? Once we
pig?
saw it, yeah, the pig. Once we saw
what
it,
did
we
they
never
have?
saw it again.
That's it did break, didn't
There
it?
was it was a green thing after every event. Like it would just like it couldn't take the abuse. It was like we had one at our gym and we wouldn't let people use it because as soon as you flipped it, it would just like shatter. Things were just falling
That makes
off
sense.
of
It looked heavy
Yeah.
duty, but it looked like there were pieces that would fall off of it.
What was it
What
made
was
out
the?
of?
Solid
Metal?
steel, but it was just like bolted together. And
Oh wait! He's
and-
talking about the one that looked like a refrigerator, the big red one, because they
No.
had a second edition.
Yeah, they
I haven't
had a
seen the
second
second
edition,
edition.
and
It was soft. So the second edition's a big red refrigerator
looked
looking
exactly,
deal.
and you had to flip that thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we never saw it again. Once it debuted, we never saw it. I
In
don't know.
Well, I think that was
2015,
one of
we
the
had
more
tires.
yeah, that
Oh.
massive tire because I almost killed Erica. I'll never forget that. She was standing under it like it was crazy.
Yeah,
But
I like that they come up
they
with
were
random
cheap.
shit
They were
like
cheap
that.
then.
Yeah.
What was the other one? The slug.
The slug.
We had the slug. The the weird one. The little pull sled. What was it? They got a lot of weird stuff. I feel like the games is where they like roll out like, hope this works.
Especially on team stuff. They're like, we'll see.
No, dude. They get. I'll never forget. The last year we went, I'll never forget having to show up at 5 a.m. to do a 20-second event. We are the.
What?
Was that the sprint, the sled?
Yeah. Yeah. 20. All right, guys. See you at 5 a.m. What? So I think like they had mistimed something, and we just got like the chops. Like, yeah, here's an event.
Yeah. Here you go.
But yeah, here you go. But it's all right. They I like that about the games. I'm always interested to see what the new apparatus is. It's like my wife's
I think I
favorite thing,
figured it
too.
out. I was like looking at the
because-
game's Instagram, and I think it's going to be a recumbent bike.
All right, run it. Here's the guess.
They're going to put them on recumbent bike.
Really?
Oh no! You know what I would love to see. Speaking of weird bikes, you remember the Killer Cage event? The Killer Cage. It was a watt bike into 225 front squats into the monkey bars.
Yes.
How awesome would that be to come back with an Echo bike? Possibly
recall that.
possibly the same load. I don't know logistically if they could do that now. I know the tennis stadium may have been a little bigger than the Coliseum floor wise, but that was one of the sexier. That watt bike was super weird, but I remember, I could think of a lot of, C2
That's-
bike,
yeah.
Echo bike. They
Yeah,
got
C2
options. That would
bike
be a
and
cool one.
Everybody's damper has to be on 10. Standing. Oh, on 10. Ooh.
I hate that thing.
Trudging
When you
through
do
mud.
that. Well, it's not even that. You're just like you have lava in your body. Standing is. If anybody programs that for you, they don't like you. You're not friends. They don't even have your address or birthday written down anywhere. But yeah, I love that event. I love the swim with the bar muscle ups. I think
Such
the
a
swim
good
run.
event.
Oh, the swim run, Angie. And see, this is why I got to do both. Like, super fortunate to be able to experience both venues on the floor. Carson, city-wise, outside of the arena, Madison is infinitely better.
100%.
People know what's going on. Even Uber drivers like, you guys are here with the CrossFit Games. Very cool. Vibe, way
California,
different.
not that.
Dangerous. It is
Very.
dangerous.
They don't show you the
Like-
outside of the stadium.
Yeah, there's a reason. Yeah, it's Compton. But yeah, the tennis stadium was live. It was insane. But there was so much stuff at your disposal, right? Like Manhattan Beach was very cool and dirty. And you just don't have that. Like, so I can see. I think it limits them on some things, but I would love to see that killer cage. That was like the most, like when everybody jokes about like, oh, best hour of the day, it's the adult playground. Well, here's like the peak expression of your adult playground. How good a kid were you at doing stuff, and did you maintain those things? But it was. I remember people getting crushed by that. It was so fun to watch.
I'm gonna have to go YouTube this event so I can watch it again.
I can't believe you've never seen it. It was the first year I cared about CrossFit.
Mm-hmm.
They had a triathlon, I think. That event, and it was when Elizabeth Akinwale used to be my favorite athlete.
Yeah.
Anybody that was tall and was like beef was my favorite
I
athlete.
wonder why.
Yeah, it's exactly why. Super selfish and relatable to me. But that was a really cool program year. I think they had some weird stuff too. I'd have to go back and look. But it was, nobody melted on the triathlon. It was literally just like mountain bike wrecks because it was a legit, like, sandy, mountainous, just terrain. And, it was before all the gear was really sexy. So, like, it was crapshoot on, like, if your stuff was holding out or being together. I will say, speaking of gear, I've seen the stuff, and now I will eat this crow publicly. I've said out loud I would not even walk a dog in no bulls. I've worn them. They're not that bad. I'm still upset that all the shoes look the same, minus like some flowers or scribble scrabble. But the apparel, and Joey knows this because if you took one of those Reebok jerseys home and washed it, everything came off of it immediately.
Garbage.
The apparel looks dope. Yeah. The shirts, my buddy gave me a No Bull shirt. They're like, it's literally like, it's like Lululemon took over the apparel stuff. And so
Really?
we went from like you get all your BCG workout stuff from Marshalls and TJ Maxx, and now Lulu has come in. And now big Reebok shoe guy for a long time. I think they made tough, really good shoes for it. But it will be visually, I really dig the white and black. It's not a luck of the draw if you got like a poo-poo color year at the games of whatever highlighter palette they use that year. But yeah, the white and black's gonna be cold. And seems like some of the stuff will last more than like 6 months because I was the asshole that would like coach classes in the gear.
I have them just sitting in a box in my under my bed. I don't really touch them.
I don't either.
I'm
not
like
coaching.
I don't. Yeah, I'm like these are just gonna.
That ain't me no mo. That ain't me no mo. I can't wear it.
There's another
ain't me.
lifetime.
I'm gonna show this to my kid when they're old enough to care about it and hope they like stuff I like.
And they're probably gonna go, all right, cool, Dad, shut up,
Yeah,
leave me alone, get out of my
Get this
room.
out of here, old man. Well, no, look, you need to see this. This is on YouTube. What is that?
I have it in my retina now. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, for real. That's super weird.
All right. Well, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
Always.
This one is going to be entitled "The Most Controversial Podcast Ever." I think that's what we're just going to go with.
I like it.
I mean, I think it's clickbaity enough,
I think
Yeah,
I'm about
absolutely.
to cut. I'm gonna cut my facial hair into a handlebar mustache.
There you go. If you
Well, like the Doc Holliday thing. I think I'm gonna do that.
You have to. I think that's
You're
the best
Daisy.
look for you.
You're Daisy if you do. Yeah,
Jesus.
I like that.
All right, please send me a picture of that. I want to see that.
I could rest it if it got thicker. I could rest it on top. That'd be cool.
That's great. All right. Well, for Dex, Joey, and myself, it's been a pleasure, and we'll see y'all on the flip side.
On the flippity flop.